number 2. Thank you all for coming out. We are back and hopefully better than ever. I would like to introduce my co-caster today. Here with me, I have Archon's Firebat. Would you say hello?
What up, everybody? I'm Archon Firebat, and I am happy to be here, ecstatic to cast the tournament, joined with Disciple, a real casting pro. So I got a lot to live up to here. It's gonna be tough to keep up.
No, thanks. I love casting. Unfortunately, I don't have the prowess of the game that you do, so I'm looking for you to correct me when I definitely screw up in the future. But we're gonna do our best to bring you this game. I'm really excited about it. We are going to see Dear Nadia against Javasocute in a show match beforehand, and I have heard that it is going to be rather exciting. What do you feel about this one?
Obviously, I'm cheering for Nadia, a teammate, and go girl power. Girl gamers are the best, and that's not just because they're hot. There's some really talented ones out there, and I really think Nadia has something to prove here, being someone that doesn't really get invited to tournaments too often. She really has to prove herself here that she's worth tournament invites and is a competitive player. So I'd like
Yeah,
to see
very
that.
true. We really don't see enough of representation of girls in this scene, and so it's really cool to see Nadia out here, a really talented player. She has brought today Paladin, Druid, and Hunter, and she's going up against Javasocute, who is a member of Team Hearthlytics, who brought Hunter, Rogue, and Druid. What do
I
you feel about
see.
those matchups? What do you feel like is a strong open in a blind pick with no bans?
Blind pick with no bans in Conquest format, I don't really feel that the open even matters. I'm gonna be honest with
Okay.
you. So, I mean, eventually you have to win with every deck anyway. So whatever your matchups come down to, it is what it is. But as far as the lineups go, Paladin, Druid, and Hunter versus Rogue and Druid and Hunter. Rogue clearly has an edge over the Paladin, so I'm gonna have to give the edge right off the bat to Java. Just Rogue being able to have that Fana knives clear off all the dudes and the pressure that they can get in Sap for Tyrion just always pushes too much on the Paladin. But I
Well,
guess we'll see.
yeah, we're gonna see how they open up and how exactly they progress through these decks. I'm excited to get in this game and see exactly what we have here. Javasocute not necessarily so known on the scene. I haven't seen him in too many tournaments, but Dear Naughty, like you said, not invited very often. Definitely a big streamer, but it's gonna be cool to see her in this open scene. This is of course a show match, but hopefully we're gonna see her in some more tournaments soon, representing your team.
Yeah, I'd love to see that too. I think she's a good representation of the team.
Yeah,
All
very,
right,
very cool. We're hopping in
start.
here and we're going to see Javasocute on his Rogue up against Nadia's Druid. And it's looking like a pretty rough opening hand there. I mean, it's great if you can hold out to the Violet Teacher, but
Oh
really
God.
no early
Whoa,
plays over on
that
Nadia's
Druid
side, though.
hand.
That's pretty nice. Are you thinking Innervate Shade into Coin Shade?
Yeah, that's the
That
dream right there.
feels pretty feels pretty good.
The
Uh,
dream.
and what can Javasocute do about it? I mean, he can't fan of knives because it doesn't deal enough damage. He just kind of has to watch it build up in front of him.
The flurry. There you go. That's building towards something. He's got to try and find the
Yeah,
deadly poison or a tinker oil to connect with the prep to get that flurry off. If he can get that, he might end a chance. But otherwise, these shades are just gonna keep growing and overwhelming him. That's
yeah.
crazy.
That would be a really great draw if he could get that out. The Blade Flurry is definitely a good half of it, but right now he's looking at a 3-3 turning into another stealth 3-3 on this turn. And even though Nadia's hand is looking pretty bulky afterward, this start is going to be enough to carry her through whatever else she draws.
Yeah, I mean, they gotten out there so early, they could just sit there for half the game, get too big, and then, oh, never mind. Never mind. That's the
Oh, there
draw
it
we were looking
is.
for. Top decking
Okay.
and wrecking.
Do you do it right now, or do you wait? Do you give it a turn? Do you throw out your SI7 agent so it can get the buff the next turn?
I think you throw out the SI. I'd be patient with it. I mean, she's probably not going to reveal the shades. She's not going to play around the 4 damage flurry. And this way you can at least catch in something else maybe with the flurry. But let's see how much pressure he feels like he's really under here.
All right. All right. So you're saying SI this turn, next turn, you go prep, tinker, blade.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, that gives you the benefit of the of that 6-3 SI7 agent out there if Nadia doesn't decide to take it out. Which I wouldn't be too tempted to reveal my shade just to take out an SI7 agent, but it could leave him with a really strong board even after a dream opening by Nadia.
Yeah, wow. It's crazy how this ended up.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, he has the
Yeah.
tools to deal with it, fortunately. If he didn't, that could have been insane. Like you said, building up to some you know, stealth giants out there.
Yeah. Now it's going to be interesting to see if she decides to trade with it and play extra safe or just wait and not play around some sort of flurry play. Yeah, I'd do this too. I wouldn't play around the 3-card combo on turn 3. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah, well,
And,
apparently now they're 100%.
oh, never mind.
Okay.
She did play around it.
All
Wow.
right.
She
That's
knew.
definitely, yeah, a great contingency play. In case he does take out your shades, you at least got a decent trade out of it. Um, and so do you think now he actually goes for the Violet Prep fan? Or
There's
do you think he
Violet
sticks
prep
with the
fan, or you could just Violet and just use the dagger charge. I don't think there's any reason to prep the fan yet. You have Tank Royal and 2 flurries in your hand, so I think you really want to save that prep to try and activate that Tank Royal. Because otherwise it's really mana intensive. But he
All
goes
right.
for it anyway.
Yeah, I think I suppose he just wanted to get out those.
Oh, he gets the sprint
Really.
now. Guys will really want that prep. Oh
Oh
man.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, getting the apprentices out is nice so that he can use them for a little bit of board control in the future. It might have been a little too early, like you said. He has
Yeah.
that sprint that isn't going to come out for a while now. Even on turn 7, sprint feels way awful because you can't do anything else that turn unless you're lucky
And I
enough.
mean, like this turn, you could also prep the Tinker Oil and then get the 3 damage buff and then flurry clear the board. Now it's just really hard to activate that Tinker Oil to flurry off that shade. And it's going to allow the shade maybe to trade up with the Violet Teacher or just wreak havoc.
Yeah, you're really kind of feeling like like it was a little premature to do that. Great, you have the 1/1, but you missed out your opportunity for a really high value play this turn. And he still has options. He can still trade into that with his dagger.
See what happens. The RNG. Ancient Watcher. Oh my gosh, she's got a keeper in her hand too.
Oh man, that is amazing.
Oh my god, the RNG.
It's perfect when they get out the Ancient Watcher and nothing happens. They don't have any synergy with it, and it just sits there for the rest of the game. But when you have a Silence or a Taunt Giver, then it's such amazing value.
That
And
is it's crazy. Let's see if she sees it. Or maybe she's just waiting to do it with also a Hero Power or a Wrath later and just play on curve for this turn, because she does have 3/5 drops, but
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
not.
That's a lot of value there just to get that guy in there.
Yeah. Okay. So going for the Loatheb, it gives her a really good trade onto the Violet Teacher, and she always has the Ancient Watcher in the back pocket, especially since Javasocute wasn't expecting that kind of outcome from the
Yeah.
Violet Center.
And Rogue typically runs a lot of spells and a lot of removal and not very many minions. And he's really getting punished by this Lothab right now because he has a hand with no minions in it besides South Sea Deckhand. So he's forced to float 5 mana, which is just crazy. So well-timed Lothab.
Yeah, it's really great because if he plays out the board too much, then of course there's a chance, or sorry, if she plays out the board too much, there's a chance of that Tinker, that Blade Flurry clearing it all. So getting Lothab out once you build up a few minions felt like a really safe play. Now her Shade is getting so big that it's going to be hard to even take out with that. The Tinker is only going to give it 4 damage, so it's going to be a lot of damage coming Javasocute's way.
Yeah, how would you feel about maybe just like using the Belcher to kill the Violet Teacher? Or not the Belcher, the Lothab to kill the Violet Teacher, playing the Belcher to just sort of shield the Shade and then going face. Like it walks into Sap, but it plays around Flurry like really well.
Yeah, yeah, because you can keep that
The 3/3 off of it, yeah.
Yeah, you get the 6 or the 6/5 that isn't going to die unless there happens to be a deadly poison. That could really shut you down and kind of ruin your day. But
Yeah.
actually, it looks like she's not going to do that. Instead, she's just going to still
Just
probably
clear
kill
with the
the
Watcher, yeah.
Belcher.
Yeah, this also plays around the Shade, dying in play. Definitely time to attack with that guy. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, a deadly poison would be amazing. Backstab, unfortunately, not going to help him out at all.
Oh my god, would Deadly Poison be amazing?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can still clear with the Pirate.
yeah, you go Salty Deckhand, Tinker. You have to throw the pirate into the Shade, which sucks because it's going to be a 5/1, and
Yeah. It just feels gross.
yeah. I mean, I think you have to do it at this point. You're so far behind on the board, and you don't have a deadly poison in sight.
I mean, you could just sprint and pretend you're not gonna die. Maybe your opponent will forget to attack and then set up the flurry for next turn.
Okay,
keeping the pirate alive. All right. What are the chances she can't kill the pirate? But
there's no wrath. There's a chance to draw into the wrath with the Azure Drake.
No wraths have been used. 1 keeper's been used, and no swipes have been used. So it's like 5 outs.
Yeah. It's a lot of damage facing Nadia, but definitely a lot of ways out. She could take the really safe route and just go Belcher. I would probably lean towards the Drake. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably just play the Drake and hope to hit the Wrath here. I don't
There's
know.
also that Druid of the Claw, which is going to be really safe as well. But of course, we know it could die pretty easily.
Of course, it's the major concern has to be sap. Just sapping on the Belcher and then getting in there for another 5. She's got to be pretty afraid of lethal, some sort of combo or something, because he's just
Yeah,
being so aggressive. But I
yeah.
really
Looking at
like this
Java's
play.
hand, we're not that afraid of lethal.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, against a rogue, that's always in the back of your mind.
Mhm.
And now, how scared is she? Is she going to kill the pirate? It looks like she's going to kill the pirate. So she feels safe enough behind the Belcher to kill the pirate, which is good, because otherwise the pirate's going to get a free trade on the Belcher.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's really not super likely you're going to die now. Even if there's a double eviscerate, you still have the extra health and you still have the chance to maybe heal up. Wow, wait a minute.
Speaking of double eviscerate,
That looks like it could, with a deadly poison and blade
and the
flurry, double
flurry,
eviscerate.
it could end the game next turn.
Unless Nadia can draw a
Lore.
anti-heal bot, which I don't expect to be in here.
Yeah, she needs to find that ancient lore. How much is charge roar? It's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not enough.
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
Wow, Nadia had some great plays, a huge board, but that rogue deck is just so powerful with its ability to clear the
Yeah,
board
the,
and
the
press on
play
damage.
that the play that won him the game was keeping that pirate alive by taking that extra 4 damage to the face to ensure that the pirate alive, and her not having to answer to the pirate, allowing the pirate to connect twice. Just pushing that extra 5 damage won him the game.
It's pretty amazing that one mana minion did 10 damage to the
Yeah.
opponent. I mean,
One
that's
mana
absolutely
pirate.
insane. And I mean, a really good game. It was really back and forth. I kind of thought Nadia had it locked down when she got that huge, huge shade, but in the end, Javasocute was able to bring it back. And so she has a couple of other options here. That is the
Well,
so
she
you were
still has
saying,
all of her options because it's
oh,
Conquest.
okay, okay,
So she
I
can play all of her decks, and then Java's Rogue is through. So Java can only play Druid and Hunter, while Nadia has still Paladin, Druid, and Hunter.
right.
So
Sorry about that. I was asserting. So it is very cool that he doesn't get that option again. Um, do you
yeah,
feel like she's gonna stick on that druid, or do you think she's feeling a little iffy about it after just losing?
after losing, I'd want to go for an easy matchup, build my confidence up a little bit, get some morale. So I would queue up the Paladin. It does all right against Hunter, and it does very well against Druid. So I think it's the most well-rounded selection for the matchups.
Okay. Of course, she doesn't know exactly what she's going up against. So if she
Yeah.
were going against, a, I'm actually not sure. I feel like you're probably right that Paladin at this point is going to be really, really strong. But who knows?
Yeah, I
We'll see.
mean, you don't want to do a Hunter mirror, and you don't want to do a Druid mirror.
Yeah.
So I would definitely just go with the Paladin.
All right. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
You're right on that one. Paladin, I mean, of course, it can have issues if Hunter gets a good start, which is pretty likely to
Oh,
do considering all the low drops, and Paladin plays just a little bit too slow, then it can be rough. But they do have the tools to deal with it, of course.
that is a good hand.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
solid
he
curve.
just keeps all of it. He's just like, yeah, this is what we need. And you see he's got that little smile there, like, yeah, I'm a hunter god. What's up?
So do you play the web spinner turn one, or do you coin out the knife juggler?
I coin out the knife juggler against Paladin if they don't play a one drop.
All
But
right.
it's only weak to minibot, so you gotta hedge your bets against that. And if they have minibot, then it's really bad. But if they don't have it, they probably just lose the game on the spot.
All right. Instead, I think it's going to end up being kind of the weaker play. Like you were saying,
Yeah, it's
Minibot
the
would have been
safer
terrible, but
one. Yeah,
a safer
but
play. But he doesn't have a way to deal with this knife juggler now,
I don't
and
think web spinner is like ever correct though, because then if they knife juggler or if they minibot or any other 2 drop that's not hero power, then you can't kill it. So I think the scientist in play would have been the better, safer play, if that makes sense.
definitely. I mean, I guess you save the coin for later, but when you're a hunter, I feel like using it in the early game is going to be the best option,
Yeah,
regardless.
for sure. If you get any benefit from it for just tempo early game, it's gonna help you way more.
Mhm. And so now,
And the RNG, let's hit this juggle.
uh,
We
there
did
it
it, Reddit.
is.
Oh my god. Look at that snowball.
Wow, that is an amazing start for Nadia here. I mean, that's kind of what you can only dream of. as a paladin, just completely shutting down the first few turns and keeping minions on the board, especially a juggler, which can deal with a lot of the other picks. However, this Stone Test 4 is going to rain on her parade.
Oh, boom. Both players getting favorable RNG.
Definitely. The Stone Test 4 was especially really lucky because of that. It was the web spinner draw.
Yeah, for sure. And it hit the juggle. It's like double lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And we get the True Silver Champion up. Definitely didn't really see anything else you could do that turn. Got to get rid of the juggler. It just deals too much damage to you.
Yeah, I think Muster for Battle is what Nadia is looking for, so you can combo it with the Quartermaster and get the
sure.
insane board control.
Now, do you just play the Shredder here, or do you want to develop the bow and coin out the Scientist, maybe?
Because you're up against something that can trade so well into the Shredder and a weapon that could take it out as well, I think I would have actually liked the bow, just because trading in that Scientist to the Alder Peacekeeper would be pretty nice. But
he's saving the coin, and he's mousing over coin on Black Knight right now because he's expecting a Belcher, which is a very common turn 5 drop in Paladin in almost every deck. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, his line behind saving the coin there and not going for the Scientist coin bow. But I think Scientist coin bow would have been stronger, especially since we're not facing down a Belcher this turn because she doesn't have one.
Yeah. In the end, it would have been an amazing play if he could have pulled it off. But it looks like he's going to have a pretty weak turn 5 now. I mean, of course, can still go for the bow. And
he's going to have the Black Knight now because she's going to Argus buff to trade up. So it works out marginally.
So do you still do the 1 damage Black Knight here?
Yeah.
The Elven Archer.
That is tough. That is tough.
With the 4/5 party.
I mean, you could just throw down Scientist and Haunted Creeper, and those both like trade favorably with it. You could bow it and then play down Creeper. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, he has to kind of think that the Black Knight can get better value at some point in this matchup.
Yeah, he knows there's 2 Belchers and he knows there's a Tyrion.
Yeah, but still, I might hang on to it.
It's such good tempo play. You really need to catch up. I mean, your opponent's at 25 and you're a hunter. You're just not looking good. You're shaming your entire class right now.
That's true. Yeah, there's something to be said for the 4/5 body out there on the board.
Yeah, especially with the True Silver down. Just really needs to get back tempo somehow. And taking a weaker play is... Yeah, this is tough. This is a turn you could probably look back on and will be something that defined the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, well, if this Creeper can get good trades, maybe if Nadia ignores it and he can get the Houndmaster on it, it could see some great play to return back the board state. But right now, it's looking pretty solid for Nadia. She's made it through the early turns, kept the board control, and late game is Paladin's game.
Definitely. I feel like she's going to trade into this Haunted Creeper, too, because she's got that Knife Juggler, and she can just Knife Juggler and then play down Piloted Shredder and pick off one of the 1/1s that way.
Yeah, it's looking pretty strong. She doesn't have to worry about any face damage at all. As long as she survives, then that's going to be it for her.
She's holding the Knife Juggler. I like it. I think she's holding the Knife Juggler maybe for a Knife Juggler Muster for Battle. So she has... If she gets Muster for Battle or Consecrate, she can Equality, Knife Juggler, Muster for Battle, or she can just Equality Consecrate. So she's saving that for her Equality combos.
Mm-hmm. I like it's just a high-value play.
Yeah, it's very conservative, setting up for the long game, saying, like, I'm the Paladin player, I'm the Control player, I'm going to take this slow, use my resources appropriately, not try and tempo out too much.
Yeah, and if you miss the juggle, then your Juggler dies to the 2 Haunted Creepers.
Yeah, that would be a sad day.
Yeah, it's only a 25% chance, but... when you can go for the 100% 1/1 body, I think it's safe. And your hand is so cheap right now that you kind of want to be conservative with your cards. You don't want to send yourself down to top decking against a hunter who can come back with a lot of damage.
For sure. As the hunter player, what are we doing here? Is it time to try and go for the Doomsayer?
A hunter using an enemy's Doomsayer to get back in the board just feels nasty. Especially when I don't even know what the chances are. Like, how many 2-drops are there that you can pull?
A lot of 2-drops, and let's see if it's Doomsayer. Unfortunately, that's not Doomsayer. All right, he's gonna catch back up with the Scientist though, so he's still contesting the board. Huh, interesting trade there. He's gonna. He could have just left the 1/1 in play. His opponent's one. He's pushing damage instead and allowing the Scientist to trade, so he values the trap for some reason. He wants his Scientist to die. He's just like, here, take this, give me a trap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty valuable play as well to to keep up at least one of your 1/1s. I still feel like Nadia's looking pretty great, especially since Javasocute has 2 cards in his hand, and hunters don't run any way to draw cards anymore. They just expect to kill their opponents before they're top decking.
Definitely. Yeah, they have a really big high end now, though, because they've added the Dr. Boom to the Savannah High main arsenal. So
True.
maybe he'll be seeing one of those in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got the equality to react to it, so it's not even that bad.
Yeah. It looks like Nadia waited long enough for the muster for battle. She decided to go for the small buff, getting a 3/3 out there, maintaining board control, which looks pretty good for now, especially since Javasocute. His hand just isn't looking that great.
Yeah, no target for the Houndmaster, no target for the Black Knight, and we got a Scientist and a Trap. And do we know what trap that is?
Thank you very much. Oh, I guess
there.
it was, of course, our spectator hovering over the trap. So it will be freezing, which isn't good at all at this point. She can go for the value play of getting the Quartermaster back, getting the buff again, or just send back a 1/1 that she can play for 3 mana later.
Yeah, I feel like you just bounce the Quartermaster back. It's definitely got more like ways you can use it.
And you still have the combo, the muster for battle for 3, and then the Quartermaster for 7.
Yeah, and I mean 2/5, 3/3, pretty much the same thing anyway. Oh, just gonna buff it again. Super dude.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Silverhand recruit that big. If it wasn't a Blessing of Kings.
Oh, then it's gonna kill the Scientist, which is gonna pull the other freezing trap, and then she'll do it again. We're not making super dude. Oh, it's a snake trap this time. Oh, so super dude wouldn't have worked anyway.
Yeah, snake trap isn't surprising in this deck with the knife jugglers. But the Black Knight coming down is actually going to be pretty rough for Nadia, seeing the Sludge Belcher top decked. And even if it wasn't the Sludge Belcher, there's always the opportunity of a Savannah and a Houndmaster. And seeing the Black Knight come down makes you feel really confident about that play because 7 health is 7 health.
All right, tripping the snake trap. She's probably expecting now to be freezing. So
yeah, getting the
one back goes for the Consecrate now. Potentially, or just buff the dude, trades into the Belcher. That should be work too.
Yeah, you can just Black Knight into it, Consecrate, and I think she's going to play pretty conservatively now. She feels like she's in control and she doesn't want to lose at any point. So keeping any guys alive on the board, I think, is going to be really tantamount to her strategy.
Tantamount?
Yeah.
That's a professional caster word right there. Yeah, there we go.
I'm just going to start making up words at this point. They're going to sound legitimate enough if I say it with enough confidence.
There you go. I'm learning.
All right. So yeah, this is a very kind of conservative play, always trying to get the hero power in so you don't have to play down a card if you don't need to. And getting those Silverhand recruits out is going to make that Quartermaster even more strong.
That's a sad top deck. You're like, I got 2 high mains left. I got Dr. Boom. Got all this big stuff. Probably Lotheb in there. And then we get Abusive Sergeant.
Hey, last game he won with a 1-mana 2/1.
Oh, maybe it'll happen again.
It's looking pretty bleak though, and it's looking like Nadia might get her win with Paladin this game.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think Paladin's favored in this matchup, especially against the slower hunters, especially ones running Black Knight and really slow cards.
Yeah, it used to be. It felt like kind of the deck that you couldn't play against Hunter because Hunter just had such an amazing start, especially with the Undertakers. But right now, it's such a safe pick, and I mean that's actually Paladin out for Nadia, and so now it's Druid Hunter against Druid Hunter. So I feel like they're going to try to avoid the mirrors here as best they can. Would you normally say that Hunter does, or that Hunter does well against?
Yeah, Hunter does well against Druid.
Okay.
Hunter beats Druid, and then Druid against Druid's 50-50. Java's Hunter is definitely going to beat Druid because it's just got a Black Knight chilling in there. So that'll help out the matchup even more. But I think Nadia's Hunter is going to have an edge on his Hunter because he's got a Black Knight in there. And Black Knight's not the greatest thing against Hunter. So
yeah, you have a few cards that you can get it off on, especially if they have that Sludge Belcher or if they go for a big or greedy Houndmaster. And it's not typically the value plays in Hunter, though, it seems. It's more just whoever can get the more aggressive start. And we haven't seen Nadia's Hunter yet. If it's a face Hunter, do you feel like that can do better than that mid-range?
Yeah, face Hunter is definitely just going to crush Hunter.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
I
know.
felt. I mean, you could get really lucky with Houndmaster and Sludge Belcher, but it seems pretty typical that the start is going to be a lot better with getting out a Leper Gnome or Web Spinner turn one and
Definitely, definitely.
snowballing off that.
So yeah, so if I was Nadia here, I would queue up the Hunter and try and get into either a Hunter mirror match or just farm the Druid. But
Well,
no, it's with the Druid.
and we have a couple of options here, and it looks like Javasocute actually running the Ramp Druid up against Nadia's uh, double combo. Is that a double combo? We haven't actually seen.
They both might be double combo. We don't know yet.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like they're both a double combo variant with Kizan Mystic in both decks. And they both hit Wild Growth, so they're both professionals.
Yeah, you can judge the skill of the player by the Wild Growth draw.
Yeah.
And it's in the end not really going to make much of a difference for either of them because they're going to be on the
Yeah.
same turn regardless.
Yeah. So Java wanted the Shade, and Nadia wanted the Piloted Shredder. So they both drew the wrong minion. Because if he had the Shade, he could coin Wild Growth into Shade. And if she had the Piloted Shredder, she could Wild Growth on 2 into Shredder. So it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, she can still shade here. It's just going to be kind of a waste of the Wild Growth, unfortunately. But yeah, of course, that was the reason Java didn't coin it out turn one because he didn't have a 3 mana minion. And oh,
She goes
okay,
for
going,
Kizan. Just a
and
follow
that's
curve. Next
fine
turn, she
because
can
there's
Shade
no
Hero.
secret you're gonna steal.
Yeah. Vulnerable to Wrath. I don't know. I don't think I would Wrath it. I think I'd just play the Shredder instead.
Yeah, you'll get the better trade after all with the 2-drop coming out in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
That seems pretty fair. I mean, Wrath is so versatile that if you don't need to kill the minion right now, if you could just play your own and trade, then it seems.
Yeah. Also, in mirror matches and matches of mid-range decks against mid-range decks, generally cycling your Wrath when you can is really, really good because you guys are just going to trade creatures all game and eventually start running out of cards, each of you. So just getting that incremental card advantage is really important in Druid mirrors or other mid-range matchups.
Yeah, yeah. The other big key is going to be getting an Ancient of Lore
Yeah,
for the extra couple
definitely.
cards. If they can get an Innervate, this turn would have been great for Nadia. But I mean, right now she still has some
Top
pretty
decking.
solid cards.
He's going to be able to Shade and Wrath for 3. So you Wrath for 3 first, see what the RNG brings you. Hopefully it's something you can kill without dying, and then you get the Shade down there, and you're ahead.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Super solid that she can play a minion this turn too.
a 2-3. Got him.
Haha.
RNG. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, definitely. And there's really nothing that Java can do besides cycle it. If he hero powers, then he doesn't really have anything else he can play this turn. And you don't really want to use your coin just for a 4 mana minion when you could use it later for much better purpose.
Yeah. Huh. So with this hand, do you think you'd use Wild Growth? I think you have enough value in the hand that you could probably try and use Wild Growth and get ahead that way. Or
So you
not get
wild
ahead,
growth and then
catch
hero
back.
power the Kazan?
Yeah, I think that's the play. And then next
Okay.
turn you could just slam Dr. Boom, or you can do a 5-drop plus Wrath if there's a target for it.
All right, that sounds solid. It doesn't feel like a big play, but it definitely sets up for some nice plays later on.
Yeah, you just gotta hope she has a weak turn next turn and that she can come back with Boom. Because falling
Yeah.
behind in the Druid Mirror is so bad. Like, if he plays Lotheb or any big minion, it just dies for free, basically. And that just feels awful.
Yeah, Dr. Boom is really strong against the Druid too, because unless they get the swipe, then there's not really a great way to deal with big minions. Of course, there's a big game hunter as well, but we don't see it in Nadia's hand, so looks like it'll be pretty
Innervate
strong.
off the top. Oh my god. That was so good.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna make this play so much stronger.
He wrathed with such confidence. He's like, alright, if I wrath and hit 1, probably don't have anything to do this turn. But if I top deck Innervate, got him. Well
Nadia
done.
has the combo, so she just has to hold out for that. But it's really weak to sit on this in your hand. Fortunately, she has a 7-drop coming up in the next turn that will refill it.
Definitely. You charge Druid the face. Set up for that combo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better than taunting it, especially if there could be a turn 6 Black Knight. Well, okay, so it is going to be taunted. Fortunately for her, though, no Black Knight.
I like taunting it better, but it is always fun just to charge a Druid of the Claw at your opponent's face.
Yeah,
So,
put him on that very, very long timer.
yeah, this way,
that 8-turn timer.
This way he's forced to have to hero power if he wants to be able to kill off the bear. So you can still coin out a 5-drop with it, or you could just coin out Dr. Boom and pass. I don't like that as much. I think I'd just taunt up my own Druid of the Claw, hit and then coin a hero power out.
That feels like a very safe play. You still have the Doctor Boom for the next turn. And hopefully you have a little bit more board control then. Right now, playing the Doctor Boom with such a little board control leaves you so vulnerable to a swipe. It
Here comes
seems.
Dr. Boom.
Well,
And
all
she
right.
does not have an answer to it.
It actually turns out to be a pretty strong play. Do you think we're going to see the Savage Roar here to try and take it down?
You still take 7 to the face if you have to Savage Roar, right?
Yeah,
that hurts. I think you draw, and then you hit him in the face for 8 or something. I think you just YOLO for the combo, killing him at this point.
Okay.
Innervate, that's a good one. And just make him deal with the board, and hope the boombots don't kill everything.
Yeah, yeah. The blast to the face would be pretty nice here to keep the minions alive. But I mean, right now, I feel like Javasocute. His board just kind of took a nice turn with the Doctor Boom play.
Yeah, you gotta, of course, fear like roar from your opponent or their own combo, but like your hand is telling you like she holds the shade. It's interesting, but does end up going face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the shade can always stay there for the combo later on, where you get the guaranteed bonus 2 damage. Whereas right now, it's still vulnerable to swipe or to any amount of damage that comes through from the boombots plus a hero power.
Yep. Looks like next turn she can deal 21 damage if only the shade stays, because the shade's going to be a 5-power minion at that time. So, close. 5 damage
She won't have enough. Oh, right. The innervate. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
needs to try and put together 5 more damage somehow.
Yeah. It's actually looking. I don't know. It feels like Javasocute has a way to clear at least these 2 minions out.
I would think you just swipe the Ancient Allure, run in Lotheb into the Bear, and then run a Boombot into the Ancient Allure and connect the Dr. Boom to the face. You just got to set up that clock as fast as possible and start getting the Dr. Boom in there, I think.
Or do you go for the 2 damage on the shade so you can clear it with the swipe?
It looks like that's what he's trying to do, is try and get that shade out. It's so greedy.
Yeah, that ended up being a pretty unfavorable trade in the end.
And then, like, now Ancient Allure can trade with your Lotheb. Yeah. I'm not sure I like the order of those trades.
Or she just wins with the combo.
Because she's going to win with the combo now, because you didn't clear.
Yep.
I really didn't like that play.
Nope. I feel like he went the opposite direction of what we were hoping.
He's trying to set up his own lethal, which is understandable because you got to kill your opponent. He did not play around the innervate combo, which is also understandable because there's so many cards. But
yeah, the turn 8 is usually not the one you're expecting.
He's rolling his eyes like, yeah, it's garbage. He's in such a favorable spot. I feel like this is a pretty unnecessary risk. He doesn't even have any damage in his hand to follow up his line.
Yeah, exactly. No combo, not even a piece. So that ends up being Nadia taking the win with her Druid. She now only has to win with her Hunter, and Javasocute still has his Hunter and Druid that he has to take a game off of. So we're going to see if. So you expect to see the Hunter mirror matchup here, since he doesn't want to put his Druid up against her Hunter?
Yeah, I would think so.
But it looks like he's going to stick on that Druid and hope that he can take the win off.
Sticking on the Druid. I guess maybe try the harder matchup first. And see
how
it goes.
Well, why you wouldn't take the harder matchup first? Because if she wins, then it's
but you have to win. You have to win with both of them anyway.
But
like no matter which, no matter which order you choose, like you could go Druid first, and then after that you have to go with the Hunter, or you could do Hunter first, and then after that you gotta go with the Druid. Like she's Hunter both times still.
Oh right. So you're saying that you just have to lose once, so you might as well lose now rather than later.
Yeah, you might as well get the tough one out of the way, and then like if you lose the tough one, then you're like, all right, at least I didn't waste like a half hour of my life doing the easy one first.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Nadia going with the slightly slower play of the Creeper first as opposed to the Knife Juggler.
Is that a Wolf Rider I see upside down over there?
Yep. This is the Chase Hunter.
Oh my. This is interesting now. Now the Druid is definitely the stronger one, and the Hunter versus Face Hunter should be Nadia favorite all the way. And this one is probably slightly more Druid favorite, so we might see a full count series here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just see. It looks like he has a removal right now with the Wrath, and the double Keeper of the Grove and the Sludge Belcher are really going to keep her board down.
Yeah, those are all the cards you really want. Like, if you throw an Innervate in there, then you're just living the dream.
For sure. And the Kazon Mystic is going to be amazing to steal an explosive trap. That really shuts down Nadia's board.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Wolf Rider here. I would really like to have seen Haunted Creeper Abusive Sergeant. It's just going to be so hard to develop the Haunted Creeper later to have any decent effects. Like, next turn, I guess you Haunted Creeper Hero Power, but you could have already had it on the table, and it's just so much harder to remove.
Yeah, I guess he hoped that, or sorry, she hoped that she could at least get the 6 damage if he took it out with the hero power. But he went with the safer play, just getting the damage in. And
Yeah.
I mean, with the Sludge Belcher coming out next, I think that this board state looks really good for Javasocute. Even another taunt minion there.
Oh my. So is he playing? He's playing Piloted Shredder and Sentient Shield Master, so it's like a ramp, mid-range, single/double, maybe compilation mix Druid.
Remix, I think. I'm not sure anymore.
That's a solid play. Double Keeper is so good against any form of hunter, including Face Hunter.
Yeah,
Knife
even
Juggler
just the
Unleashed.
body.
Yeah, even the body trades
It's
so well with everything.
Oh yeah, only 2 knives in this, but against the Druid, you're not expecting to get that many more since they tend to have fewer but larger. And right now, the Knife Juggler is just kind of going down to die.
You could pop the Creeper.
That's true. That's true, and really hope. I mean, if you can get the, even with the juggles,
yeah, even with the juggles,
the second one.
Well, you have the dogs in your face.
Oh right.
She could have killed it.
I always forgot the doggies. But instead, just I gets the damage, and unfortunately, the issue with Face Hunters, you run out of cards so quickly that as long as there are the taunts and the safety from the bodies on the field.
The key with Face Hunter is you really have to space out that hero power button. So like there's a few opportunities where Nadia could have, instead of playing a card, played a hero power button. And if you value your hero power as half a card, basically, it allows you to just like any other matchup where the Paladin, for example, was making dudes like all the time to save cards. Hunter can do that too with their hero power.
Right, because at this point she's sitting on a trap, and that's not going to help her at all. Since Javasocute doesn't need to attack, he just needs to play down some taunts. With the Sludge Belcher hero power this turn.
So we're looking for Iron Beak Owl.
Yeah. Oh man, that's just very strong. Yeah, exactly. Iron Beak is going to be her best draw, or a larger minion, but those don't really exist in this hunter. I think from the ones that I've seen, there's no minions that cost more than 3. Wolf Rider is the top of your curve.
It may be a Leroy Jenkins, but
right. I have considerations with that. At this point, though, you don't really want to use your Leroy as removal for the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, it's not the best thing.
Yeah, Worgen Infiltrator would have been amazing earlier on, especially with the Knife Juggler. But getting it this late in the game when you're so far behind on the board, is really rough. You can't even clear the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, I mean, do you even play it at this point, or do you try and bluff that it's a kill command or something? And also, like, playing it plays into swipe. I think I would just hold on to it, maybe. I don't know, if you're doing all the trades, then you play it for sure. If you're doing all the trades, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, you still actually get the taunt attacking into the dog, and then it's going to stay there for the Worgen Infiltrator. You can pretty much just play whatever you want. You can play the Dr. Boom, you can play a more safe play of like Sylvanas and hero power. It's kind of the world is your oyster.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd get that Boom out there. Screw just trying to hero power to get armor and stuff. Boom is big.
Yeah.
Let's get her done.
Yeah, you can kill your opponent a little bit faster than you can try and stop yourself from dying.
Yeah, I mean, you basically got War Golem smacking him in the face for 3 turns and he's done.
What's nice, though, is that, at least for Nadia, if she does lose this one, she has a potentially great matchup up against Java's Hunter.
For sure. Black Knight Hunter is going to struggle against Face Hunter.
Yeah, definitely no taunts there at all. And yeah, I mean, unless he gets very lucky, then that might be Nadia's game. Of course, she could also draw poorly if your opening hand ends up being Kill Command, Unleash, Explosive, then you might not have any sort of board presence.
I mean, at that point, though, you don't need board presence. Just hero power,
you just kill
trap,
him.
hero power, explosive trap, hero power. Unleash the Hounds all to the face, hero power, kill command, then he's dead.
Win the game without playing a single minion.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Face Hunter does, man. If you space out those hero powers with that damage, it gets the job done.
Pretty nice bomb to take out the Worgen Infiltrator. You're not incredibly worried, but I mean, at this point, I guess the like a Huffer and a kill command, or even Unleash and kill command
Yeah,
would
you taunt him up for sure still. The
yeah,
clock
of
of,
course.
like, when you lethal, does it change if you were to charge? So if you were to get an extra 4 damage in, he would have been at 15, and then you have 8 plus 7. Hey, you actually don't set up lethal if you don't charge, but yeah, I mean, you're gonna win anyway if you taunt
Right.
properly.
Right. Yeah, taunting was definitely right. Getting the bomb was excellent. And so that is Javasocute with the game 4. So now we're in our game number 5. We have two decks out, and we are back to what was ladder play for a long time, just Hunter versus Hunter.
Good old
We're
Hunter
going
versus
back to
Hunter.
our roots.
There we go.
Um, and I mean, like you said, we've kind of already analyzed it. It's going to be the face hunter with the advantage here. There is the chance of potentially rough draw and maybe some good Houndmaster and Sludge Belcher play that could tilt it in his favor. But in the
Yeah, he's
end,
gonna need a knife juggler, is what he's really looking for.
not
Definitely
double
not high
high,
bait.
not any of
Wow.
these at all.
Knife juggler is like so prime. It can just ping off so many things, do a lot of work. Haunted Creeper as well is really good, just popping and killing things. Then Haunted Creeper with knife juggler, then you got a game right there.
Yeah, this hand by Nadia is perfect. You
Yeah,
have
that
the
definitely.
Glaive Zuka to get the damage out if you want, or you can just continue to develop the board with 2 more 2-drops. And that's as good as you can hope for.
Haunted Creeper's coming down. Leopard Gnome putting in 4 damage for 1 mana. What a card.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and potentially 6 damage if you have to trade the Haunted Creeper into it because you get damage on the minion. It's very strong in this face deck.
Yeah. I'd probably like to see the Haunted Creeper here. Oh, that works too. I mean, either one's fine.
Yeah, it also gets you the potential explosive trap to deal with all these smaller minions that are coming out earlier. If you're
Sure.
going to get explosive trap down, you want it sooner rather than later.
Well, I don't know if that's always true, because sometimes Explosive Trap can stop your opponent's lethal, which is really good. Like, you Wolf Rider into their Savannah Highmane, for example, and then play Explosive Trap behind it to stop 6 damage from hitting you in the face.
Okay, yeah, that's very true. Uh, yeah, there's definitely. So we'll see exactly when it comes. It is going to be kind of a dead explosive trap in the hand because of that mad scientist out here. Do you
For sure.
feel Haunted Creeper Leopard Gnome?
Yeah, definitely. Just play all the minions out there. Just walk into the Freezing Trap so they don't get a bow charge if they play the bow, and then just Haunted Creeper Leopard Gnome. I mean, maybe you can even hold the Leopard Gnome, but I think it's too greedy to try and hold the Leopard Gnome. I'd say just let the 1/1 run into it and kill it.
Yeah, I mean you really want to get at least 4 damage out of the Leopard Gnome, but if you can clear a minion and get 2, then it's yeah, like you said, not the
Yeah, you don't
least.
want to fall behind. As the worst case is falling behind in this matchup.
Oh
Because
yeah,
if you fall behind in this matchup, then you're going to lose a lot of health really quick.
and there's the Arcane Golem, which is going to be a great finisher, but it's very weak to a few of these cards that Java has. If he has something like the Freezing Trap, or I guess there's no Explosive Trap in this one, it's just Snake. Um, but not really the card you want to see now. You want to get some minions out on the board to continue.
Not sure if I agree with the Explosive Trap here. I would have definitely preferred to see a Hero Power. I
Yeah, the
guess this
Explosive Trap.
forces the trades, I guess. Yeah, just punished by Houndmaster. I would have liked to see just kill the Leok and then Hero Power.
So you would trade into the Layok instead of
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going
it was just
face.
both trade with the Leok and then just shoot him.
Okay.
Otherwise, like, you open yourself to get punished by so many things. And
I mean, we're looking at what seems to be pretty slow start from Nadia. I mean, it seemed like she had some great minions, but Java's been able to deal with them. He has minions on the board, and he has a pretty strong hand. He has the taunt coming out from the Houndmaster and that Sludge Belcher in the future. Uh, I mean, Nadia can always bring out the damage. That's something that Face Hunter can always surprise you with. But I mean, right now, looking at the state of the board, Java has a really good chance.
yeah, Java definitely has a really good chance. He could try and race, or he could go for the trades here. Looks like he's gonna pop, and what is he doing? Houndmaster face. Yeah, he's gonna go for the race opportunity then.
Actually, just
Houndmaster
trading.
trade.
Okay.
Yeah, it's taunt. So
Yeah, very safe there. You can force the opponent to attack into it, and you have the potential to.
Sure.
I
And then you
I
just
don't.
develop Belcher behind it without even attacking again, and then you're at such a high life total that they can't burn you out yet, and then you can just follow the curve into high main and take the game that way.
Yeah, yeah, that could be.
I
That
think
could be
Java is
really
definitely
strong.
favored at this position.
Getting the How Master out was one of the keys. It feels it just gives so much value, and hiding behind that taunt is huge, especially since Nadia couldn't play any cards.
Ragnaros! What is this hunter deck? Black Knight and Ragnaros.
This is okay. Well, it's Ragnaros was in
A lot of
Nayman's
huntless.
under deck,
Yeah,
but yeah, I didn't see the Black Knight in that one.
it's definitely geared towards crush and control. And it's beating up on Face Hunter right now, too. So,
Mhm.
God bless hunters, man.
Do you attack in to pop the explosive trap, or do you just sit
I
behind the
would
Sludge
just
Belcher?
Belcher pass, let them deal with it. It's only weak to Knife Juggler Unleashed.
hmm And there's a chance of us seeing that, but even if with Knife Juggler Unleashed, your Belcher is going to be really rough to get through.
Yeah, just having that 4-2 on the board to trade with things is so good. Looks like he's going to opt to play the Shredder. Just doesn't want to get damage on his taunt, I guess.
That's fair
Maybe.
if you wait to pop the explosive and then throw out that Belcher.
Yeah. Seeing as it's your only taunt, it's pretty good to have that guy stick. And maybe you'll be able to bait a silence with the piloted.
Yeah, we don't see a silence from Nadia yet, and we don't really see a strong turn from her yet either. It really trailed off over those last few turns, which is definitely possible from a face under here. And now the damage is really starting to build up on Java's side as well. He has the kill command. He has a potential Ragnaros in the future, and now it's looking really, really good.
Yeah. Definitely just slam down Lion King, and then I'd trade the 4-2 into Scientist, or maybe even just do nothing and just pass. Just Lion King pass. But I
At
definitely
some
would.
point, you have to attack your opponent.
And if you attack now, you hit him in the face for 8, and you take 2 damage. Might not be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. You
I'd
have two 4/1s out.
taking 8 damage sounds good. Never mind, let's do that.
Uh-huh.
Hit him in the face for 8, and then play the high main. Uh-oh, another trap. New elements are
It's
added to the
snake,
equation.
right? Yeah.
Alright, snakes.
So not gonna be popped this turn.
Yeah,
And
8
there's the
damage
high
is
main.
fun.
You especially feel safe because you know it's not a freezing trap. And it's very unlikely that the face hunter even has a freezing trap. So that high main's going to be able to swing in for the full 6 damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. And we're gonna go for some juggles. I think you
That's the
have
only
to, right?
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
dead
not
otherwise.
die.
And we see so much damage here from Java, even
Even
just
if
with the.
she needs to hit both juggles, otherwise we got abusive sergeant kill command. And he needs to get something really dumb off piloted shredder. Oh.
You could take a. Yeah, you don't want to take out the high main because that's just 2 damage down as opposed to the 4 from either of the others.
Alright, alright. But we see that she's dead. But she feels like she might be alive still.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wind him up to the
Well,
face.
if you charge in
His
the Arcane Golem to the piloted Shredder, you have what 15 damage on your next turn
you would
from
have,
abusive hero power kill command.
yeah.
So
And
not quite enough, but I mean, if you get your opponent down to 3 health as a hunter, then I suppose they're already dead.
yeah, your hero power button hits him in the face.
Hurts them bad. Oh, but you have your piloted Shredder here, so that's gonna be the game.
Yeah, she had to hit him in the face. There's no way, like, she could not die, but it doesn't set her up in a position to win if she trades with the piloted shredder, you know? Wow, close series, close series.
Yeah, I mean, Nadia really did well, and I was expecting her to win a couple of those games, but definitely back and forth. It was a really close series overall, which we really like to see in a best of 5, go into the 5 games and see